According to Jim Collins, confront the brutal factors is a concept along with its companion concept. The Stockdale paradox developed in the book Good to Great. Productive change begins when you confront the brutal facts. Every good to great company embraced what we came to call the Stockdale paradox. You must maintain unwavering faith that you can and will prevail in the end, regardless of the difficulties, and at the same time, have the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. The moment a leader allows himself to become primary reality, people worry about rather than reality being the primary reality, you have a recipe for mediocrity or worse. This is one of the key reasons why less characteristic leaders or charismatic leaders often produce better long term results than their more charismatic counterparts. Indeed, for those of you with a strong charismatic personality, it is worthwhile to consider the idea that strength of personality can sow the seeds of problems. When people filter the brutal facts from you, you can overcome the liabilities of having charisma, but it does require conscious attention. Winston Churchill understood the liabilities of his strong personality and he compensated for them beautifully during the Second World War. Churchill, as you know, maintained a bold and unwavering vision that Britain would not just survive but prevail as a great nation despite the whole world wondering not if but when Britain would sue for peace. During the darkest days, with nearly all of Europe and North Africa under Nazi control, the United States hoping to stay out of the conflict, and Hitler fighting a one front war. He had not yet turned to on Russia, fighting a one front. Churchill said, "We are resolved to destroy Hitler and every vestige of the Nazi regime. From this, nothing will turn us. Nothing. We will never parley. We will never negotiate with Hitler or any of his gang. We shall fight him by land. We shall fight him by sea. We shall fight him in the air until, with God's help, we have rid the earth of his shadow," as said by the man. Armed with this bold vision, Churchill never failed, however, to confront the most brutal facts. He feared that his towering, charismatic personality might deter bad news from reaching him in its stark form. So, early in the war, he created an entirely separate department outside the normal chain of command called the statistical office, with the principal function of feeding him continuously updated and completely unfiltered the most brutal facts of reality. He relied heavily on this special unit throughout the war, repeatedly asking for facts, just the facts. As the Nazi panzers swept across Europe, Churchill went to bed and slept soundly. "I had no need for cheering dreams," he wrote. "Facts are better than dreams." Now, you might be wondering, how do you motivate people with brutal facts? Doesn't motivation flow chiefly from a compelling vision? The answer, surprisingly, is no. Not because vision is unimportant, but because expending energy trying to motivate people is largely a waste of time. One of the dominant themes that runs throughout this book is that if you successfully implement its findings, you will not need to spend time and energy motivating people. If you have the right people on the bus, they will be self motivated. The real question then becomes, how do you manage in such a way as not to demotivate people? And one of the single most demotivating actions you can take is to hold out false hopes soon to be swept away by events. Yes, leadership is about vision, but leadership is equally about creating a climate where the truth is heard and the brutal facts confronted. There is a huge difference between the opportunity to have your say and the opportunity to be heard. The good to great leaders understood this distinction, creating a culture wherein people had a tremendous opportunity to be heard and ultimately for the truth to be heard. Next, a climate where the truth is always heard. Teach people how to think, not what to think, and employees must have no fear when facts conflict with decisions and fear creeps into all organizations. You must constantly purge fear. Collins offered 4 ways to create a climate where the truth is heard. Since it may be hard for people to reveal the truth, leaders must take the initiative of discovering the truth. This reminds me of the 5 whys that Professor Campbell taught in Hospitality Finance, where the best way to discover the truth is to continuously ask the why question, because it is a way to have a clear picture and understanding of something before you make any decisions. If you lead by answers, then people are only going to reveal facts that leaders do the answers, which limits the exchange of information within an organization. Engage in dialogue and debate, not coercion. So, communication is very important within any organization. So, leaders must engage in open communication in order to extract the best ideas from people to make better decisions. If people only comply with the leader's decisions, then aren't they just mere robots that comply with an order? The leader's ideas are important, but they are only one part of an organization and their ideas might be limited in perspective. By engaging in dialogue and debate, people can derive what the best answer should be and be more productive as well. Since an organization consists of people, why not use them? Conduct autopsies without blame. People are not perfect and are prone to make mistakes. Therefore, leaders should not blame people for making mistakes, but rather should focus their attention on the reason behind the mistake and how the whole organization can avoid making the same mistake in the future. In an work environment, it is very easy to blame others for their mistakes because it frees you from any responsibility or repercussions. But what if you are the person that is blamed? How would you feel? You will probably feel singled out and think that all those meetings about teamwork are a bunch of crap and just for show. Build and red flag mechanism. Information is available everywhere in a technological world like the one we live in. However, leaders should develop appropriate filters of information. Some information may be junk, while others might be the missing piece to your puzzle. Therefore, the ability to differentiate the importance of information is essential for an organization's daily tasks that leads to success.